I'm Luke Lango, and this is InvestorPlace Quick Picks, where we communicate to you some of the market's best investment ideas in just 5 minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about a beaten up semiconductor stock, name Intel, ticker INTC, that I think is on the cusp of making a huge turnaround. Right, we all know the Intel story. They've fallen behind the innovation curve. Everyone else is making next generation 7 nanometer chips. They're stuck on 10 nanometer, and they just delayed production of 7 nanometer back another 6 months. Not a great look, but this company will fight back, they will bounce back from the dead, and when they do, Intel stock, which is super depressed today, will rebound in a big way over the next 12 to 18 months. So I say buy the dip. Here's a deeper look. First, it's important to understand that yes, Intel is behind the innovation curve. They're making 10 nanometer chips, not 7 nanometer ones, but their 10 nanometer chips are really good. And they are selling really well. They deliver great performance at great prices. Look no further than last quarter's earning report for proof of this. In the second quarter of 2020, Intel reported 20% revenue growth. Data center revenues were up 43%. Do those sound like numbers from a company that's just sitting down and dying and letting the competition take all its market share? Absolutely not. Because Intel is still a very formidable, strong player in this space, and despite having older chips, they're still selling those older chips very well. Second, you also have to understand that Intel is the 400-pound gorilla in this space, and I'm doing this because it needs emphasis. Intel is going to do $75 billion in revenue this year. NVIDIA is going to do less than 1/5 of that. AMD is going to do less than 1/10 of that. Okay, so Intel dwarfs the competition in terms of size, and that's been true for decades. Intel is going to own about 17.5% of the global semiconductor market in 2020. They have held roughly that same market share since 2000, since the dawn of computers. So this is a company that has a long history of market dominance. That history is not going to rewrite itself in 2020, right? Because Intel has the most resources in this space and they have the most manpower. Intel's balance sheet is loaded with $25 billion in cash and investments. AMD and NVIDIA combined have $15 billion. Intel also has an army of more than 110,000 employees, many of whom are engineers working to advance the company's technology. AMD and NVIDIA combined have 25,000. So Intel, long history of dominance, unmatched resources, unmatched manpower. To think they're not going to come back, bounce back, fight back, get that 7 nanometer chips, continue to innovate? Silly thoughts. Intel's coming back, guys, and when they do, Intel stock is going higher. The last part of the Intel bull thesis is valuation. Right, so NVIDIA stock is trading at 61 times forward earnings. AMD stock is trading at 84 times forward earnings. Intel stock, 10 times forward earnings. So you have a dirt cheap stock that's on the cusp of staging a significant fundamental rebound. The convergence of these two things will spark significant gains in Intel stock over the next 12 to 18 months. I say buy now while the stock is still depressed before this huge turnaround. You won't be sorry. Well, that's all we have for this edition of InvestorPlace Quick Picks. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, maybe smash that like button. And if you want, come over and visit us at InvestorPlace.com, where we have some of the best analysis in the entire market. Until next time, cheers and happy investing to all.